Can you find it here? Namaste and welcome. I'm Nadja. On this channel, we don't escape the real world, we decode it. I take the raw, unscripted moments of my life here and analyze them to help you redefine yourself. Let's see what the chaos taught us today. So I decided to tell you a little bit more about my first temple visit here in India. Apart from all the other holy and spiritual places in this world, my first temple visit here in India was obviously when I first came to India, and it was in a Gurdwara, and it wasn't actually such a pleasant experience because, obviously I was expecting a lot. Expectations lead to disappointments. Like red flag, when we expect something, it's basically always that you will get disappointed because you have something in your mind, and obviously it cannot be represented by someone else exactly like you want it in your mind. It's impossible unless you're the creator of that, right? And have no other parts contributing. Anyways, so we went to that Gurdwara, and in a Gurdwara you need to cover your head. And let's say like that, I'm very respectful, but also I'm a free spirit, right? I don't like to be forced to do something if I don't really understand the why, or I'm not explained the why. But anyways, I did it. I covered my head, and it was the first time covering my head, so I'm not an experienced head cover person, and I don't know how to do this in a good way. At least this was when I first came to India, and now I'm a little bit more experienced. And anyways, so I covered my head, and obviously because I had no experience, I tried to do as equal and as perfect as all the other ladies in the room, right? So I just covered like other ladies covered the head, right? So I did that, and we went to the Gurdwara. And also, any temple you go, that is like all the temples basically, you need to remove your shoes, whether it is very hot or it is very cold. And then that one, it was very cold, and also sometimes it's very dirty. So if you are not used to it, my go-to tip is wear socks. Socks you are always allowed to wear, and maybe some dark colored socks, and then or some old socks, and you can wear them, so it's not so uncomfortable, because we from Western world, I would say, we are not used to wear that much barefoot or wear no socks. Here in India, it's very normal. You barely see people having like closed shoes, probably in the big cities in the corporate world. But like apart from this, everyone either enters the shops barefoot or wears like slippers. So it's like that. It's just a fact. They're very much used to walk barefoot. So when you go to temple, also no shoes. And so, and after this, sometimes in a Gurdwara or at the big temples in the Gurdwaras, you can go for food. Sometimes you need to pay a small amount to buy, let's say, like a food coupon, then you can go. Or sometimes you just donate for people who have no food. Let's say the food is for free, however you just donate some money because you could technically afford to pay for the food, so just like donate something, so that donations will be used to feed the people who have no money and come there for a meal, which is kind of a nice concept. And so then for the food, you go inside, and then sometimes you sit on the floor, or you have tables. That really depends again on the different, I don't know, institutions, buildings. I really don't know how it is defined, but I have experienced all kinds of, like, where you sit on the floor, where you sit on proper tables and chairs, and yeah. So in this one, the first experience, it was cover your head, sit on the floor, and have the food, and that was itself not a problem. The sitting on the floor. The problem was that I constantly was called out because my hair was looking out. Like, I covered it. I mean, you put like a scarf, and like kind of it like was my hair was looking out a little bit. And obviously I was calling attention because my hair color is different, but I did exactly like all the other ladies, and I was constantly called out by those people working there or whoever was there, and like to adjust my hair, to adjust that thing, that scarf. And I got really annoyed because I felt like, why only me when all the others just have it exactly the same way? I just really didn't like it. That was my first temple experience, and it wasn't like the best one, I would say. And yeah, but I have to say, like, other temples, they're just completely free and open-minded. Let's say it like that. Um, as mentioned, is my personal opinion. There, you just remove your shoes, but like you don't need to cover your head. Everyone can go in, because there might be a reason why you cover your head, and I'm honestly like, it's they always say it's out of respect for God, and I get it. However, I also do believe that God takes everyone, whether you have hair or no hair, whether you cover your hair or not, whether you're rich or poor, whether you're like fat or thin, or whether you're German or Indian or Australian, wherever you come from. Like, I do believe that God is just universal and takes everyone as it is. And I don't believe that God or the source or the universe feels disrespected if I don't cover my head. That is my personal opinion. I do it when I have to do it. I always take a scarf because you never know in which temple you have to cover your head or which not. So I always have a scarf with me, and some Indian traditional outfits, they always have that dupatta with them. So you always have one, and you can just use it to cover your head, and that's fine. I don't have a problem with it. I just don't 100% agree with it, for the mentioned reason. But yeah, so Indian temples are very, very different. You can experience all kind of it, and you have, yeah, some temples are very tiny little, and you can have the most magical moments. Some 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 temples are very big, and like especially like the famous ones, like where everyone goes, and there are like a lot of people. People pay a lot of money to get um to the fast track. Like, you can always pay money, and then you can, like, let's say, get to a fast line, and then sometimes you can also pay money to get closer to the statue itself, and sometimes you can pay money also to get a special ceremony for you only. So it's that depends on what you want and what you need. You can then decide. Sometimes, like recently when we were in Mumbai, there's this one Super Ganesh temple. I love it. It's very strong for me. And there you can pay money, so you get like closer to it. But actually, like, and there were like a lot of people paying money, so they had to wait a long time. But actually, we did not pay, and we just like went through it very fast. And I was just, yeah, it is. You have to see and what you want, and but sometimes, for example, when we went like in Trembakeshwar, that line was super long, and at the weekends the line was so long, in the paid line and the free line, that like it was just too many people. You would have waited like hours there. And then when we were in Shirdi to go to the temple of Sai Baba, um, we went one day after my husband was fine again. We finally went to the temple, the reason why we actually went there. And we went in the afternoon, and they were just like, we had to wait like 2 or 3 hours. I mean, it was great inside because like they make like waiting areas, and in that temple they even had like free tea and cookies for the people waiting. Um, but then like after we knew we had to like wait 3 or 4 hours to actually go there, we just left, and we came back the next morning, and then we literally just went right through all the places, and just walked basically right in front of him. And so morning hours are always recommendable. Um, Not exactly when I do the puja, because like there are some times in the morning where they do a puja with the statue, and then like there will also be a lot of people. But like when you hit that sweet spot after this, before the next one, and it's still really early, then you have a good time to go, and it's you don't necessarily need to pay. It really depends. If you want to pay, then like sometimes you pay for the fast track, sometimes you pay for a special ceremony, and if you want that special ceremony, then it's good to pay. And then their temples, they are so amazing to look at, like just because they're full of lights and gold, and at night they look just stunning. They're huge. All the surroundings are nice, um, and it's beautiful. All temples are very different, and the small ones, the big ones, and there's so many, and there are so many different temples also. Like when you have the main gods in India, but then you also have so many different ones according to different regions. So it's so much to explore. And if you have the chance one day to come to India, I just invite you to stay open, even to like say if you don't believe in any of those gods. I still invite you to just open up and go in and see what you feel. And wherever you feel that certain energy, that something is different, something's happening here with my body, I feel a vibration, I feel a sensation in my body, that God certainly is more connected to you, whether you believe it or not. It's just reality. And then I just invite you, next time you go to a temple, just pray, ask, communicate. You can ask and communicate from any place in the world. You don't need to go to a temple. You can ask at home. You can pray. But it should be a moment where you are with yourself. It should be a quiet moment, not in a very chaotic. Obviously, if it's a very drastic situation and you need like emergency support, that is fine. But if you have time, find a quiet moment, close your eyes, and then just like take a deep breath, and then like just start the communication. And I guarantee you will get answers. And it's such a powerful tool. And once you are aware of that support you have, and then it's just awesome. I mean, what else is possible, right? Because you are not alone in this world. Even so, you feel sometimes I'm completely alone. I have those moments too when you feel like I'm completely alone. Like, what should I do? You feel like no one understands me, and then like you can always reach out, because they're always with you, and they're always there for you, and they support you in any possible situation, and they also help you and put the right puzzle pieces in the right space and time for you. You just need to pick them up. So that actually is the whole magic. So let me know if you experience this magic. And yeah, that is something I wanted to add for you, because I really wanted to share that. And also give things a second chance, right? Because my first experience here wasn't the best, but it doesn't mean that it's always like this. Stay open, be open, and experience new things, and stay open to that feeling. Okay, thank you. Bye.